Yes. On behalf of the laureates, we will have Geoffrey Parker address us now. Please, the floor is yours.
Thank you. 27 april 1967 is een dag die ik nooit zal vergeten. Ik was in Den Haag en had de hele dag archieven zitten doorspitten. Enigszins kwam ik van het buitenhof en zag toen dat aan de overkant van de hofvijver de bomen waren versierd met sinaasappels. Hoogst verbaasd vroeg ik een voorbijganger waarom dat was. Hij antwoordde, uiteraard in perfect Engels, "Today there is fruit on the tree of orange." En vandaag te vereert ons met uw aanwezigheid. Your Royal Highness, Your Excellency, members of the board of the Dr. H.P. Heineken Foundation and the Alfred Heineken Fonsen Foundation, and in particular their chair, Mrs. de Carvalho Heineken, esteemed laureates, fellow academicians, family and friends, ladies and gentlemen. I speak on behalf of all the 2012 Heineken laureates gathered here today to convey our heartfelt thanks for the extraordinary honor you have bestowed upon us. We thank in particular the Heineken Foundation and the KNRV, because without you this golden day for each of us would not have dawned. We also thank those who oversaw the logistics of our visits, Helena van Oers and the Academy team, Carla de Hart and the Foundation team, our Dutch colleagues who chaperoned us during our Heineken Week, and Henk Visser and his team, who compiled those marvelous film biographies. My only regret is that they were much too short. Finally, we thank the various juries who not only chose us when our discipline boasts so many talented candidates, but also conferred upon us the gift of longevity. Each nomination, each nominator had to guarantee that each of us had 10 years of productive life left in us. So, we will do our best to justify your confidence. But I used this newfound lease of life to do a little preliminary research on my colleagues and myself. Why are we so lucky? Why do we get the gift of longevity? I searched for common denominators. Now you've seen the film, I didn't know he was going to include that bit. I'm going to sound like Sir Dennis Brogan, but I won't put on the Scottish accent twice. Was it age that we had in common? No. One of us was born before World War II, I was born during it, and the rest were born between 1955 and 1957. Was it nationality? No. 3 of us are subjects of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, the other 3 were born here in the Netherlands. So was it academic formation? No. 2 of us studied at British universities and are fellows of the British Academy. 3 studied at Dutch universities and are fellows of the KNRV. 5 of us have studied or have taught in American universities, a remarkable testimony to the resilience of higher education in the United States. And then the critical similarity hit me. We're all teachers. We teach, therefore we are, as Descartes nearly said. Descartes was, of course, a resident in Amsterdam. He produced a child here, and then he went away. Through our teaching, we all learn that inspiration comes from continuously examining what we don't know. The Polish poet and Nobel laureate Wisława Szymborska said it best. If Marie Curie, also from Poland, had never said to herself, "I don't know," she probably would have ended up teaching chemistry at a private high school for young ladies from good families. But she kept on saying, "I don't know." And these words led her not once but twice to a Nobel Prize. And in this respect, poets, historians, artists, and scientists are all the same. We share a passion to create something that didn't previously exist, something that will have a life of its own, whether in nature or in human nature. Picasso once said that the most difficult task facing an artist was to turn a blank canvas, into a picture. The same is true of writers. The hardest task is turning a blank sheet of paper into poetry or prose. And I imagine that the equivalent for scientists would be the transition from identifying a critical question to formulating a convincing way to test it, and then, of course, to find someone foolish enough to fund it. In all of our fields, the process of creation requires us not only to exploit what we do know, but to define what we don't know, to deploy not only what we discover, but also what we infer. And this process of creation is impatient. Here's a poem entitled Preparation, written by another distinguished Polish poet and Nobel laureate, Czesław Miłosz. Still one more year of preparation. Tomorrow at the latest, I'll start working on a great book in which my century will appear as it really was. Armies running across frozen plains, shouting a curse in a many-voiced chorus, the barrel of a tank growing immense at the corner of a street, the ride at dusk into a camp with watchtowers and barbed wire. No, it won't happen tomorrow. Maybe in 5 or 10 years, I still think too much about the mothers and ask, what is a man born of a woman? He curls himself up, he protects his head while he's kicked by heavy boots. On fire and running, he burns with a bright flame. A bulldozer sweeps him into a clay pit. No, not even Heineken laureates, despite our coveted guarantee of longevity, would be able to count on 5 or 10 years to complete the process of creation. Even tomorrow may be too late, because tomorrow some of the things we don't know may have become unknowable. Or else we, the creators, may be taken away on our own one-way ride at dusk. So I turn to you, young laureates, hiding in the gloom over there. Unfortunately, the same calculus is true for you. You have won this wonderful distinction. For you, it's just a start, as we say in the United States, way to go. But as you enjoy your well-earned success, please remember that whether you are poets, artists, scientists, or historians, you not only need to identify what you don't know and find out about it, you need to do it now. Please remember also, you'll never succeed alone. We didn't. Each of us here tonight owes our success to those who taught us, to those who paid for our education and our research, to those who shared their knowledge and their criticisms with us, and to those who've nurtured us with their love and support. And on behalf of the 2012 Heineken laureates, I therefore close by thanking our mentors, our colleagues, our students, our families, and especially those of you who sit before us now, including in my case, not the daughter who I crowed about, unfortunately she couldn't come, but 2 of my sons and my daughter-in-law here, several of my fearless critics and friends who've tried with mixed success to discipline me for 30, 40, and in one case nearly 50 years. Thank you all for adding even more luster to this golden day by coming here tonight to celebrate with us. Without you, none of us would be here today. Thank you all very, very, very much.